You hear a lot of talk about holy grails in toy collecting, that one big rare item that we hold out hope to one day attain. It's pathetic in a way, but also it drives us, doesn't it? It gives us something to aspire to outside of the slop that we're drip fed by these toy companies in 2025.
Keep it positive.
So, for me, the ultimate grail is, and probably always will be, Grandus. I've had some obsessions over the years, that yellow RID Prime, the Stunticon Job set, the reformatted Striker toy, but in the back of my head, Grandus always remained like a persistent stain on the hotel curtains of my mind. I remember seeing Grandus for the first time when Nick from Toy Fu brought this very toy to a Scottish Transformers meetup, or Scotch as we like to be called. Between rounds of haggis and sectarian violence, I took a real shine to Grandus. It was like nothing I'd ever seen in Transformers. I wasn't the walking TF wiki that I am today, so Japanese exclusives were a real mystery to me. This, of course, is on loan from Nick from Toy Fu, like all the good stuff I've shown in the last year. We're missing one or two accessories, we've got a few repro pieces, but we also have a grateful outlook and a willingness to have a fantastic time. If you want to see a real YouTuber look at the complete Grandus, see Toys R Us's review with a link in the description. Grandus is part of the Transformers Return of Convoy line from 1991, the same year as Sky Gary and Star Convoy, and while those toys are famously big bricks, Grandus takes the cake, if he can take anything, with those big arms and the grabby little claw hands. I just absolutely adore the Grandus design, and I know it won't be for everyone because only I truly have perfect taste, but the boxy nature of this is so appealing. The little dishes and antennas, a formidable robot, but also he has an adorable chunkster. I just love the huge tracks on the chest, and they kind of hide these wheels, and there's some fun detail to pour over. It's just great, and it's great to have articulation, but Grandus doesn't need it. You know, he's a solid pillar of good times. We can move the arms up a bit, and well, you can also move the guns around a little. You might be thinking this is a little bit underwhelming, maybe even a little bit dull outside of Grandus being shaped like a cupboard, but when you see the transformation, you're going to change your tune. A toy with zero articulation that has a robust and complex transformation? It's true, folks. We take the feet, we fold them out, and woof, there we go. Grandus in his aircraft carrier mode. Cool. This mode does practically nothing. You can have Micromasters and they can have them land and take off, and yeah, oh god, I'm not really selling Grandus here, am I? Look, you can also combine them with Star Convoy and Sky Gary in the absolute loosest sense possible. Star Convoy can tow Grandus along, Sky Gary can sit on the top, but it's look, interaction between toys in a line is always welcome. Alright, they did a similar thing in Armada a decade or so later, and to be fair, that was shite too. And yeah, there's other potential interactivity with other toys. Die Atlas can pull Grandus along too. Yeah. Look, I can read TF Wiki too, folks. The real reason to get excited about Grandus is the third mode, the base mode. That's right, a Micromaster base. We're pulling down the front here, and again, we're more or less done. Like, how cool is this? Big GoBots Guardian Fortress vibes, except this is actually cool. First up, you can take a micro trailer and you can poke it in here. Ugh! It actually pokes out of the back. Open the door here and we've got a fun launcher. But who do we launch?
Uh-oh.
No, it's all good. We've got Grandus Micromaster partner Spinner, a futuristic little police car, but let's not hold that against him. We can pop him in there, press the button on the back, and oof, there is still some force behind these springs, let me tell you. There's a little launcher at the front too, not quite as lethal as the micro trailer, right enough. You can connect Grandus up to Sky Gary in Star Convoy's base modes with the Micromaster ramps, if you can believe that. And I love this kind of thing. Micromaster bases are the coolest, and connecting them makes me feel like fucking Lenny Kravitz. We've got a repair bay here with some little arms for grabbing Hot Rod's little pecker and whatnot. A command center up top, a little more po-faced than the GoBots version, but still very cool stickers. By far my favourite gimmick is of course the lift. We can plant a Micromaster on there. In fact, let's transform Spinner. There he is in robot mode, very nice. And with this wheel we can move it up and down. Eventually. It's a little bit slow, but still very cool, and you'll notice that the antennas and the dishes spin around too. Easily the best feature a Transformer has ever had. And it only gets better because we can take this connector, plug it into Star Convoy's battery-powered treads, and the lift goes up and down on its own. Absolutely fucking marvellous. It gives me so much joy. And that is the word here, truly. Joy. As we reach 400 episodes of TRDQ, Looking at Grandus, it's forced me to think critically about him, of course, how I feel about this toy, but also how a simple chunk of plastic can elevate your mood. It makes me think about how lucky I am to be part of a community where folks have become friends, and some I even consider family, are willing to loan these daft things to me for review. And it makes me think about how special events like TF Nation are, how much I enjoy seeing everyone, people I know and new folks, folks who like the videos, folk who've never heard of me, which is a little bit disgusting, but I'll forgive it. This toy represents energy. I'm energized by this, and it's a reminder that over a long enough timeline, you keep your ear to the ground and you stay positive. The thing that you want will come your way eventually, whether it be a toy, a D-list YouTube channel. Passion and pursued interest make all the difference. And if you're ready to comment asking me if I knew that Grandus was also packaged in the Brave series under the name Dagbase, yeah, I've got him right here, no big deal. Thanks to Nick again, and to everyone who's watched, liked, subscribed and shared my daft videos. And for those who've supported on Patreon, I genuinely cannot thank you enough for your continued support and your positivity, and we'll see you in episode 400.
Do you think they bought all that thank you garbage?
Of course. The rubes lap up that kind of stuff.
And our plans for episode 400 continue unabated?
Yes, everything's falling into place.
And the audience, they don't suspect a thing?
How could they? In fact, if they can guess the subject of episode 400 in the comments below before it happens, I'll send them a special badge in the mail.
Really?
Maybe.